Mick McQuillan here. So I've got a special guest. We've got Roger Hill coming on. Now Roger Hill is the CEO of a company called MoreMito.com. Now Roger's background is formerly of NASA and of course the Pentagon, but he left those companies and he started his own company, in 2011 called MoreMito. Teamed up with a young research scientist called Dr. Bevan Elliott. You'll get to learn about him at a later date, and of course Dale Bonet, who's pretty much the logistics guy, kind of sorts everything out. You'll get to hear about him and meet him, I'm certain of it. But I want to bring Roger up so he can get some questions answered in relation to some of the things that I'm hoping to try and achieve and that we're going to try and achieve together. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited by it, and I'm excited to ask Roger to join. So, Roger, welcome. Great to see you.
Good to be with you, Mick.
Amazing. So I was saying that, obviously you were with NASA, you were with the Pentagon. You've probably got NDAs in filing cabinets, so you can't talk about any of that. I would love to. Maybe we can do that behind the scenes some other time. But listen, you started this company, MoreMito, back in 2011. I'm kind of interested to know how that all began.
It was 2021 that we started.
2021.
But Bevan and I, it began with Bevan and I starting to work together in a prior project in 2015. Summer 2015, and he and I started talking about mitochondria at that point, and that's what kind of our relationship evolved from there because we had a mutual interest in health.
Brilliant. Now look, I'm not going to keep you long because I understand that your time is valuable. Obviously, you're coming to us from the United States, so it's the middle of your daytime. They're probably one of the most busiest times. Let me just ask you this question first, Stacey, because I want to kind of set the scene for everybody. Mm-hmm. So, what is MoreMito's approach to health and wellness?
Okay, the MoreMito approach to health and wellness is using mitochondria as a basis for restoring health. So let me define mitochondria for everybody who's not familiar with that. Mitochondria is a tiny organelle within cells that produces energy, right? And everybody starts out with a lot of them when you're young. You're running, you jump, you got all this energy, you barely know what to do with it. But as we leave, our youth, our young adulthood, and so forth, we start to lose them to the extent that by the time we're about 60, you'll be down to about 50%, about half of what you had when you were younger. And by the time you're 80 or 90, you'll be down to about 5 or 10%. So what coincides with that loss of mitochondria is your body is not working as well. You start to lose function, particularly in your major organs. For example, most people after a point, you're not seeing as well, If you didn't wear glasses earlier, maybe you wear glasses later, or if you wore glasses earlier, you got to have a stronger prescription. Your eyes are getting poorer and poorer, okay? The other thing is that's common is you're not as strong. You don't have the strength and stamina that you used to. Probably somewhere in your mid to late 40s, most of us figure out we're not spring chickens anymore, right? That's because we've lost enough mitochondria that's the case. Now, the other thing that's very common is your brain. Like after a point, we tend to not be remembering things as well. You're just not as sharp, okay, as we get older, right? And certainly you don't want to have a bad disease or encounter to have an accident or something, because as everyone knows, your immune system isn't as effective as you get into your later years, right? And your body system, think about those: blood pressure, blood sugar, your weight. All those things tend to become more difficult to manage as you get older and older, right? So Bevan and I started this conversation about mitochondria and what would happen if we could regrow the mitochondria. And he had a way of doing that. And so we started working as early as 2015. And by 2021, we had matured our process to the point that he had developed a second generation of what he calls XDS technology. That stands for Exponential Delivery System. And what it does is it reorganizes the ingredients of these particular things that he likes to use in his formulations. And the point of the formulation is this: he's made a breakthrough. He's decoded those signals that your body sends to your cells to tell the mitochondria to grow. Those are ones that have waned over time. And he's come up with analogs for them. Analogs means something that works the same or similar, right? And he's sending these signals via these natural substances to your mitochondria, telling them to grow. Now, That's only part of it, because even though these signals do work, they don't work very well. So that's why he had to create this XDX technology to make them far more powerful in your body. So they don't just get in the bloodstream or get in the cell. They got to get all the way into your mitochondria. And by the way, the mitochondria are thousands of times smaller than your cells are, right? And you'll have more or less mitochondria in a particular place in your body, depending on what that organ, that function is. Like the highest concentrations are in all your major organs, your liver, your kidney, and so forth. But the highest, there would be in your heart, your brain, and in your eyes.
Fascinating, isn't it? It's fascinating. Clearly, you've kind of explained how effective, it can be, or how effective the mitochondrial approach can be to wellness. I've seen it myself with my own pets. I've experienced it myself, with my knees and things like this, and it's just been fascinating. Even with my eyes, like I used to get a, 2.0 strength, and only recently I've had to go down to 1.5 strength. So it kind of is working for me, like it's working for, my pets, and I'm excited by that. But can you give other examples of maybe how this has worked on other people?
Sure. So a lot of people, as you age, you have, again, different conditions that you're more prone to because you don't have the immune system strength that they had when you were earlier. Things start to get off, your cellular replication, all of that. And sometimes you can have multiple failures at the same time. I'll give you one good example. So we had this young man, he is former military here in the U.S. He had heart failure, 18 and a half years before he meets us. And he's been on medication that long. And he's supposed to be on it for the rest of his life. And his life is not supposed to be as long as anyone else's because he got heart failure, And by the way they measure that, a normal heart should, every time it beats, should pump out between 50 and 70% of the blood. His was down to 44. He was in heart failure. Okay. And then 2 months before he met us, he finds out he's got prostate cancer. Okay. So here he is, failing heart, prostate cancer, meets us, starts to use our technology. And he said, I'm going to take your product, but after 3 months, I'm going to go back and have them run all these tests again and see how I'm doing. Now, he has some indications like you did that things were happening positively in his body, but the proof he needed came from the doctors. So they remeasured his heart. His heart function had gone from 44 to 64, right? His heart was high normal. His heart was healthier than most people who never had a heart problem. Then he goes to the cancer doctor, put it up on took the screen, the test, put it up on the same screens he had before. They can't find the cancer. Right? So what happened in both of these cases? Did we cure heart failure? No. Did we cure cancer? No. What did we do? What we did was regrow the mitochondria, so everything that the body does with respect to its immune system, with respect to its metabolism, being able to repair and restore, all those processes got upregulated. See, Mick, it turns out, as amazing as we think our bodies are, they're even more amazing than we knew, right? If we just add back that energy that we've lost as we age. And we've had many other examples of that as well.
Amazing. I have heard some of the stories and the examples, and they are incredible. And my own experiences with my own dog, it happened so quickly. The real reason why I wanted to speak to you, Roger, is because, there's different things happening in the world, right? And one of those things was what's going on in Africa at the moment. And I was speaking with a friend of mine, and she was telling me about some of the things that were going on. And she explained that, there's been a lot of cuts to South Africa's funding based on recent decisions that have been made. And this has affected a lot of, people with HIV. Approximately 40 funded projects have been shut down. There's clinic closures. There's a reduction in testing and treatment. There's job losses. And of course, what you're left with is the most vulnerable people in society are being left without care and essential care. And of course, there's bigger issues, and that's the need for, the local communities and wider communities to take back control of their own health and outcomes instead of, relying on, maybe unstable outside funding, which can be just pulled, at any moment. How can MoreMito and how can this approach affect maybe, African nations, especially around the HIV specifically, but with overall general health? How can MoreMito as a company help?
Right. So So let me talk a bit more about our formulations, then we'll go into the more specifics of how it has already helped people in similar situations. So we've taken this technology and put it in 3 of our products. Let me describe them. The first one is called Restore, and I'm looking for a Restore bottle here. First one's called Restore. It's an oil that's based on olive oil. It's olive oil, very high quality olive oil. We source it internationally. Same thing about black seed oil. Now, those are 2 superfoods. They've been used for thousands of years. And in Bevan's research, he found that they have constituents in there that are really powerful, anti-pathogenic, anti-cancer, just really great stuff for your body. There's a total of 44 ingredients in there altogether. Okay, that's what this looks like.
Yeah.
All right. And this is called Restore. What Restore is designed to do is cellular repair and organ regeneration. And it starts that process by having a set of ingredients that, again, speak to the mitochondria, tell them to grow. And there's other sets of ingredients in there that address every organ system. Okay? That's why we needed as many as 44. And then there's this other one called Brain and Body. Renew Brain and Body. Oh, yeah, you have it there on the screen. Renew Brain and Body. You see that on the left, I guess.
That's the MoreMito and the Rejuvenate. I'm just going to have a look. Products, people health products.
Yeah, you see it on the left side of my hand. Okay.
Yes.
You got this one. So the body part of Renew Brain and Body is that there's a different set of ingredients or ingredients that have been extracted differently than, yes, there you have it, than in Restore. So we're coming at the mitochondrial restoration process from different angles, right?
Yes.
And then there's a specific set of ingredients there that are for your brain, okay?
Wow.
And then there's this topical gel. I'll just hold it up to the camera so you can see that, or you can find it right PDF.
You can show it there.
Okay, I'll show it again. You have this topical gel. Now the topical gel initially, Bevan said nobody had ever killed a sunburn. He wanted to do it. And not only does it affect everything that has to do with your hair, your scalp, or your skin, literally face to feet, any place on your body, it penetrates all the way to the bone. So people who have issues of discomfort or mobility in their joints, it's a real godsend for. And also you can take some of the Restore, maybe a teaspoon, 4 milliliters, and you can put it into the Rejuvenate and shake it up and then apply it. And so now basically you have the Restore hitching a ride on the Rejuvenate, which is designed to be transdermal, as in carry nutrition through the skin. Okay. So now with these 3, when we market them in bundles, and you save, money when you buy a bundle, because we want people to have all these different ways to affect the mitochondria and then provision your body with all these wonderful nutritional resources that a body can use to repair and restore itself. Okay, so let's start with that. Now let's talk about how it affects your overall health in general and your immune system in particular, which is pertinent to anyone concerned about a bad disease, as is the case in Africa right now. Your body has in it natural defenses that have kept us alive. They're going after pathogens, cancers, and infectious diseases like HIV. And there's a particular kind of immune system cell called NKs that stands for natural killers. And if you ever saw that movie, The Terminator, that's what they are. They hunt 24/7 for, again, pathogens, bad viruses, molds, etc., cancers. They attach themselves to the offending cell. They fire a toxin into that cell or that microorganism to kill it. Okay, that's why they're called natural killers. Now, even in Africa, there are some people who have, everywhere actually, there are a few people who have such immunity that AIDS can't kill them. Okay? But the virus is still in their body. Now, what this does apparently is it increases the effectiveness of all these immune system cells, because they have mitochondria too. And what they have to do is a very energetic process, pursuing these pathogens, attacking them, making these toxins, and then reloading and doing the same thing over and over again. All right. Now, we learned how effectively we were doing when we had people come to us who had HIV. I got one young lady in particular. She came to us. She lived in New England and she moved further south, and she was out of her HIV medication for 3 weeks. So what she did during that time is that she double dosed Restore and while taking our other products as well. And so she's taking 2 teaspoons a day of this. And she goes into a doctor when she finally gets the appointment to have them prescribe her HIV medication. And the doctor said, well, why are you asking me for HIV medication? According to the test I just gave you, you don't have HIV. I said, no, I've had this for like 17 years. I've been on medication. And he wouldn't agree to prescribe anything for her until he looked at the medical records to see, in fact, that was the case. Now, what was he looking at that made him conclude that she didn't even have AIDS? It was at the CD4 test that he had just run, okay? A healthy person should have a CD4 count somewhere between just under 500 and about 1,200, somewhere in that range. Now, maybe 1,700, actually, somewhere between about 500 to 1,700. That's where you should be. And a person, in her case, on medication, she'd never gotten to, say, 400. She was like 364, if I remember the number correctly, in the test he had just taken, that had just been taken prior to, her running out of a medication. But the test he just ran, she was at 1,000. She had a healthier CD4 count than a lot of people who have never had AIDS. So her immune system had basically turned the tables on the AIDS virus. Instead of them being hunted by the AIDS virus, it was hunting the AIDS virus and apparently eradicated him to the point that her CD4 count had soared higher than it had ever been, to the point it was indistinguishable looking at the test from someone who was perfectly healthy and never had AIDS. Okay, so that was our first instance of that. Then so we started having other people identify themselves or us as having on that. We followed their results and we saw the same pattern. We found one gentleman who had actually been on that technology longer than she had. She was at 1,000. I think he was like 1,400 or 1,500. And we've also had one person in there who had never gotten under 300. So they went to like 500, right at the normal range. So that's what we're seeing, that it is really possible, based on what we discovered, we didn't know this until people called it to our attention, that this approach of restoring mitochondria is so profoundly effective that your body can now fight things that you didn't think it could, and be successful at it, apparently.
Incredible. Roger, that's fantastic, isn't it? That's just, like those results are just, they're mind-blowing. The difference that could make in somebody's life, in their whole well-being, it changes them from the inside out, because they must be feeling so much better about themselves, it's just incredible, fantastic. But look, obviously there's a real opportunity here for people to be able to get involved on the ground, but what assistance can MoreMito help with the model, provide, and introducing its technology into African health leaders and organizations and people on the ground? How can MoreMito help in that process?
Okay, so let me add one thing to what I was saying before, and then I'll get into that part of the answer. Our hope was that we could create something that would help people physically, mentally, and emotionally, okay? And by the time we got through writing down all this stuff that we wanted, we realized that this was something that didn't exist, okay? That we were going to, if we were in fact successful, we had a real learning curve ahead of us. And that's what happened. It wasn't just what happened to your immune system. It was us discovering, for example, that people who were born with cerebral palsy, for example, never expected to develop, never expected to walk, they responded. They started growing and evolving. One young man never had walked in his life is now running. We had children that came to us who are autistic. Okay, again, never expected to develop. One child had never spoken. He was 7 years old, and the next day, after using our preparation, I think it was this one they used. The next day, that child was talking. Or one 12 years old never tied his shoes. He's not tied his shoes. We have people with ADHD. Children born with ADHD are challenged because they can't focus. They grow up and become adults, and they are challenged. They can't keep a job. They may end up in and out of prison. All those kinds of things, and we're seeing that reverse. So people who have addictions, every kind of addiction you can name, to whether it's food or eating or drugs, legal and otherwise. We had one young lady got in a car accident, got addicted to opiates for years, couldn't break that addiction until she started our technology. So there's a myriad of things that it can affect. Now let's talk about that, because I think that's the most profound kind of support. We actually have something that works. And it apparently works on everything that your body has to deal with, because it's making your body better at dealing with them. Okay?
Yes.
That's thing one. So what we've done to get this message out, we created a website, okay, that you have that has the information on it about the products as a separate PDF for each one. We have a support system in which we have these health and wellness calls every Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S., and also Saturday at 9 p.m. We have a lot of people on internationally. You can join us on this call again at noon Eastern on the internet. There's an internet link that you get when you sign up with us, and you can get on. And we also have nutritionists. There's a nutritional counseling session that takes place an hour before our health and wellness call. And let me just say what the health and wellness calls are. Each one of these health and wellness calls, we take on a different health topic. You know, we talk about your immune system. We talk about, diabetes, high blood pressure, all the different health topics. And also we talk about pets. That's how we met you. You're in the pet space and everything. So we go over all of that. We also have a good picture of Bevan and his Dale. And we also have different support that you can get from our customer service people there, and you can join us for free. It costs you nothing to get involved with us or stay involved with us. That's a people product page on the website. You see Bevan's picture, and there's links there on that page that tell you all about it. If you scroll down a little bit, there are interviews I've done with people who have had a myriad of different health challenges, and they talk about how they benefit from our technology. So we have all of those. And then on top of that, we are very open to having specific presentations or training sessions for different groups. So around this particular topic in Africa, we could have that kind of thing too. We do them sometimes on a Sunday afternoon. Works good for people in different time zones. If you're in an earlier time zone or whatnot, it won't be too late for you if we do it then or on Saturday. So those are kind of general things that we do. So you can affiliate with us for free. You get in the information loop. You can refer people, because again, there's no cost to be a part of our company or use our technology. And you can refer other people and be compensated for it. We have organizations that do that as fundraisers for their whatever their purpose is. And also there are people who want to reduce the cost of their product. They can do that. And also, obviously, it's a tremendous income opportunity for people, because we're not going to run out of people who have all those things that I mentioned and more that they like to do something about, right? Who would not like to be mentally, physically, and emotionally, healthier and more effective?
Amazing, Roger. Amazing. Did you ever think it was going to grow into the way that it has? My experience is that it's just exploded in the last 12 to 18 months with certainly on the calls, and it's just fantastic. And I would encourage anybody to go to that website, MoreMito.com, and try the products for yourself. Go to the website, MoreMito.com. Make sure you let them know that Mick McQuillan sent you. Roger, I appreciate you coming on. Look, I've taken about 30 minutes of your time, and it's a privilege to actually have you just come and talk to me, because I know you're busy. Like Roger says, there's a call every Saturday, 5 5 p.m. in the UK and Ireland, 6 p.m. in Africa, and of course it's noon in the east coast of the United States. And then of course it goes on from there, 9 a.m. on the west coast. I think the next step is just to get your questions answered and find out if it's going to be for you. I'm not saying it's going to be for you, but I think it's important just to get your questions answered, and see if there's an opportunity for you not just to help yourself, but to help other people in your community, and find other people who want to help other people, because that's what this is about. A good friend of mine, Heather King, who's from Zimbabwe, she always says, shine in your service to others. And this is a great opportunity to do that, to be able to shine in serving other people and helping make a difference in other people's lives. Now, look, I'm not saying you should do it. I'm saying check it out and let's find out if it's for you. Roger, before you go, is there anything else you want to add?
I think we've been really blessed to have so many people start to find out about us. And as you pointed out, share the message with others, because it's a very unique technology. It's doing things that we've not seen before and that apparently the world needs. So we encourage anyone to, check it out. Let's see if we shouldn't work together.
Amazing. Roger, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. And listen, thank you for everybody watching. Reach out, get in touch. In fact, find out more about the call on Saturday, and I encourage you to be on that call. And not only you be on that call, but invite other people to that call. Share this video and let them know that we're coming and we're hoping to do something really big, and whether you're involved, there's going to be other people involved, and we're going to do something. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be massive, and it's going to make a real difference. So, Roger, thank you so much. Great to see you. I'm going to get those NASA stories out of you one day. I'm going to get them out of you. I'm going to get that Pentagon story out of you. I'm excited about it. Right.
Okay.
Brilliant. See you later.
All righty.
Everything's always about the dream. Always about the dream. I was 20 years old. I'd already done 6 years in corporate America. And a guy stopped me in the locker room and asked me, do I know anyone who'd like to make an extra $50, $100 a month? He didn't talk about getting rich. He didn't talk about getting wealthy. He didn't even talk about freedom. So you don't have to oversell this thing. The average person would love to make an extra $300 to $500 a month. So we're talking about putting millions of people in carry bars. Now we're talking about 20, 30, 40 million people in carry bars. We're not talking about everybody become a multi-billionaire. You can, if you want to pay that price. I hear people all the time say, I want to be a billionaire. Well, okay. No problem. I want to be a multi-millionaire. Well, you can. Okay. But it's going to require you cutting off the television. It's going to require you missing some football games, some basketball games. It's going to require some sacrifice on the part that only you know if you're willing to make. So I like keeping it simple. That guy asked me, do I know anybody like to make an extra $50, $100 a month? I said, yes, me. I didn't know what he was talking about, and I got excited. I got a little bit excited. I got a twinge of hope. There I was 6 years in corporate America. I'm 20 years old. Had my own home, 4 cars in the driveway, pool in the backyard. My wife was a flight attendant, so I could fly anywhere in the world pretty much for free or for peanuts. Okay, I had all the cars I wanted to drive, didn't buy insurance, didn't put gas in them. The company fed me 5, 6 nights a week. I'm living on a company expense report. I live a lifestyle people dream about. Wore my shirt and tie to work, my briefcase. I look good, status good, but as far as I was concerned, I was still broke. Not broke compared to my next door neighbor. Not broke compared to the guys in my neighborhood. Just broke compared to people who had some real money. That makes sense. Just like one of my nephews one day asked me, Uncle Tyrone, people in the family say you're rich. I said, well, compared to you, I'm rich. Because you don't have any money. But compared to Oprah, Uncle Tyrone broke. Okay, it's a relative term. Money is relative. And money is not to do all to say all. Okay, because when you have some serious health issues going on that money can't solve, you realize how unimportant money is. But I tell you what, I got started. And I'll never forget that first meeting I was sitting there, Mr. Williams, Miss Abram. I'll never forget it. I'm sitting at first meeting on about 200 people in that room, maybe 180, 200 people. And that guy was talking about homes and cars. He was talking about all these material things you can have. And I'm sitting saying, man, I got 4 cars in the driveway now. I got 2 Lincolns in the driveway, a Ford Mustang and a Grand Marquis. 2 company cars and 2 I own. I was just sitting there, didn't mean anything to me. But all of a sudden he started talking about something that meant something. He said, have you ever thought about being free? Now, as far as I was concerned, I thought I was free. I mean, he talking about the height of ignorance. I thought I was free. He said, ever thought, no, I mean really free. I said, man, I'm free right now. He said, I know that some of you sitting there thinking you're free. He said, if you think you're free, don't show up on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and by Thursday, you'll be free. And when he said that, it hit me. I was not free. He said, freedom is when you throw away the alarm clock and you sleep to the crack of noon. Freedom is when you wake up in the morning and do what you want to do with your life. Freedom is when you go to that golf course on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and play golf when everybody else is at the office. Freedom is when you go fishing on Tuesday, Wednesday. Freedom is when you stroll in the movies with your kid on a Wednesday afternoon and there's nobody in the movie theater but you and your child because everybody else is at work. Freedom is when all the fathers at work and you're the only father at the Little League baseball game with your kid or your grandkids. Man, he started painting that picture for freedom, guys. And I never forget, I sit up in my chair. I said, wait a minute, what's this freedom thing he's talking about? Okay. And it blew my mind. He asked a simple question. What's retirement age? Everybody started yelling out numbers. 65, 75. Said, see how we've been conditioned? Retirement doesn't have anything to do with age. Retirement has everything in the world to do with money. This couple speaking from the stage were 32 years old. He and his wife were both retired. 2 brand new Cadillacs in their driveway, owned their brand new home. And they were both retired at 32 years old. I said, oh my God, I got to get this freedom thing. Okay. And I didn't know. I know how long it's going to take me to get free. Some of you right now today, you don't know how long it's going to take you to get free. You want to be free right now, you can taste it. I see Dante Taylor, he can taste it, man. He can taste it. I can hear it in his voice. He can take that people who can taste this freedom thing. They want it. But you willing to pay the price to get it. When I saw it, I was willing to pay the price. Man, I was before then. I knew every television program that came out. I was a walking TV guide. You could call me and say, "What time did the show come on, Tyrone?" I didn't have to put out the news, but I could tell you what time it came out. I was a walking TV guide. Okay, I spent the weekend watching football like everybody else. But when I saw freedom, when I saw that freedom thing, when I was sold that dream of freedom, man, I shut it all down. I said, "I'm going to freedom." And at 32 years old, I was able to. My wife and she was able to walk away from a job she'd been on for 8 years as a flight attendant for U.S. Air. And she walked, yes, we gave up the flying privileges. Yes, we gave the benefits. Yes, we gave up the stock options, gave it all up. Okay, why? So I had a kid and he didn't even know his mama. He'd come home and she'd go to reach for him and he'd run because she's flying and she didn't know him and he didn't know her. Okay, it was breaking her heart. I said, quit. And she walked away at 32 years old. My son don't even remember. He's 32 right now. He don't ever remember his mother having a job. It took me 8 more years. I didn't retire till I was 40 years old. I'm telling you, I'd do it all over again. It took me 20 to walk into a job you've had for 10 years. 18 years in corporate America and say, I'm out and never look back. That was July 14th. July 14th. That's tomorrow. That'll be 22 years. Freedom, what it's all about.
Freedom indeed is what it's all about. Good morning, 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 morning,
Morning, Brother Eric. Good morning, family.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
Oh, let's go. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Great morning, family.
Absolutely.
Grand
Lorenzo,
rising.
Lorenzo, did you make it back into Shy Cold Go? Did you make it back to Shy Cold Go, Brother Lorenzo?
I did. Praise be to Allah. Wow. Praise. Thank you, brother. I made it back.
Praise be to Allah. Brothers and sisters, for those who are visiting as first timers, in case we have not met, I'm your brother and friend, Brother Eric Trey Muhammad, and we provide you every Monday through Friday the Believers Huddle. The Believers Huddle occurs every Monday through Friday in the United States time zone, 9 a.m. Eastern. Okay, and with this presentation, We provide personal development, personal growth. This particular week, which began on Monday, the 22nd of December, and will run through the 26th, we are providing 5 days of business ventures to grow and improve income experiences. Now, how we derived here is that there have been many things in our wealth building community that's been introduced. I've embraced several of them, and they are all proving, when I say all, those that we expose on this platform today or this week have proven to be another source of income. To build wealth, you need multiple sources of income, folks. You know, and there are ways by which that is accomplished. However, today we focused on the health being the wealth, as well as offering the option of growing income. And you learn more about that in a moment. You heard from Mr. Roger Hill, an interview CEO of MoreMito, and I had the pleasure of speaking with him yesterday in a conference call with him and Mr. Brother Melvin. And Brother Melvin will be back shortly to introduce one of our colleagues and tenured experts in the MoreMito dynamic. But first and foremost, we're going to move on to the proverbial wisdoms of none other than Pastor Pamela Dixon. Pastor Pam, are you available this morning?
Good morning, Brother Eric. Good morning, fam. Yes, I am here and available. Praise the Lord. Okay.
You know how
Today
we
I
were talking
decided.
yesterday with
Hold on.
Nanette?
Echo?
Go ahead, Pastor Pam.
Okay. I'm going to make sure it's not me echoing here.
It wasn't you.
Okay. Anyway, today I'm going to go with Proverbs 24, and I'm going to read verses 3 through 6 out of the Amplified Classic. So Proverbs 24, 3 through 6 out of Amplified Classic, based on what we received this morning. And it reads, through skillful and godly wisdom is a house, a life, a home, a family built. And by understanding, it is established on a sound and godly foundation. And by knowledge shall its chambers of every area be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong and is better than a strong man, and a man of knowledge increases and strengthens his power. For by wise counsel you can wage war, and in abundance of counselors there is victory and safety. Now, I read those 4 verses because they talked about the blessings of wisdom and knowledge. And as I've always said, we're a spirit, we have a soul, we live in this physical body. Our body is like a house, okay? A house that's being built, because without this body, you cannot walk around down here on this earth. Our mind, our mental will, emotions, they like all these things that we have to take in terms of renewing our minds so that we can line up with the original manufacturer, the way God created us to be. So, and it's saying right here in terms of having the being strong, that knowledge, the wisdom, the knowledge is stronger than physical strength. And from what we saw this today in looking at Roger Hill and MoreMito, if we take a look at our body and look in the terms that being the body that we want to be strong in, the life and the home and the family that we want to encompass, we talk about spiritually, physically, and emotionally, then we need to do some things because the foods that we eat has been changed, have been processed, the things that we need have been taken out of it. And here we have been introduced to something that's original in terms of olive oil, things that God created that we can put back in our body that's going to help us, to strengthen us, and to have the change that we need to be able to live longer down here, healthier down here, wiser down here on this earth. So I thought these scriptures here, getting the wisdom, the counsel, coming together as a family unit and learning more to grow, to get the abundance that we need to be able to do the things that we need to do down here on this earth. So it says through skillful and godly wisdom. And they had to get before the Lord for the Lord to show them this mitochondria and this MoreMito in order for us to be able to have it, to see it, to process it. And by us coming together as a group in terms of the counsel and the things that we're hearing, seeing, and doing nothing but giving us abundance so that we can have victory in terms of our body, so that we can, in terms of the things that we need to go in terms of being able to prosper. So as we take in the knowledge, as we take in the things that we're hearing, as we look in terms of the things that's going on in our food system, and open to what we're hearing, and ask the Lord to show you, is this something that you need? And then take the proper steps, guess what? It can help you, only help you, because all the vitamins, the seeds, if you go out there and buy watermelon, you don't even see any seeds in it. God created everything with a seed to grow and produce after itself. But man has tampered with things. And so now here's a way that we can get the things that we need back into our body so that our spirit, soul, and body can all be strengthened and grow and prosper and be able to help others. So I thought I would go with these scriptures this morning, coming together and getting wise counsel in terms of the things that we need to know and hear that's not out there in the world that able to hear in this group. So thank you, Brother Eric, for allowing me to share that this morning.
Thank you for the share. That was Proverbs, folks, 24th chapter, 3 through 6 out of the Amplified Classic. Y'all give it up for Pastor Pamela Dixon, please.
Go ahead, Pastor Pam.
Thank you, Pastor Pam. Great share.
Thank you, Pastor Pam. Great share.
Amazing share, Pastor Pam. Keep going.
Good share, Pastor Pam.
All right, all right. So, folks, we have a unique opportunity here, and I'm going to bring Brother Melvin forward in a moment to introduce our presenter for today, to sort of galvanize what was shared in what Mr. Hill's presentation was, and any questions that you might have. We'll go through that, and we'll also go through announcements. Please pay attention to your chats for the announcements that are there. You have the YouTube channel that I encourage you all to subscribe to, The Wealth Minister. You also have today's presentation from Mr. Bob Proctor, The Vacuum of Prosperity. And you also have the general row of announcements. Please pay attention to them. I will go through them before we conclude. I'm going to mute everyone at the moment and allow Brother Melvin to come forward. Brother Melvin, if you can provide your camera and voice and share with us the Mr. Greg O.
Yes, thanks, Brother Eric. Great to be here. Hello, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I've been with I was actually told about MoreMito.
I'm sorry, Brother Melvin. Unmute again. Unmute again. It cut off with I was told about MoreMito.
There you go. Yeah, so I was first sent information about MoreMito February 2023. I would have loved to take advantage right away, but it took me almost actually 13 months later, March 21st, I finally came on board. Amazing what has happened to me, my family, and loved ones using the product. And what I was really amazed at is the people actually working with MoreMito also, like the one I'm about to introduce. There's always someone there to help, not just directly, but even your team. But you may not notice much, but I've also been massaging into my hair, my eyebrow, all over. It's amazing how my gray is starting to go away. My original black hair is coming back. The different things that work so well on me. And then the amazing thing is how the business part of it also came in. But what I want to quickly do is introduce Greg O'Loughlin. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm sure he'll correct me. But Greg's been with MoreMito since right at about 2015. So he'll be able to give us a few minutes of some history also, based on what he saw also, of course, what he heard. I'm sure some memories came back. So I'd like to introduce Greg O'Loughlin with MoreMito, again, who's been with them for some time. Greg, to you.
Yes, Brother Melvin, how are you?
Doing great.
I want to
Thanks
say
for being
good
here.
morning. Good morning to the Mito family that's here. And I want to give respect to I believe it's the wealth minister, Brother
Yes, sir.
Eric.
Brother Greg, is your camera available?
I'm not sure if you guys are ready for that. Yeah. What we'll probably do if we ever meet in the future is we'll tighten that up. But I would like to say to you that when I came to MoreMito, Minister Eric, when I came to MoreMito, I saw a health company. But when we're talking to people out on the street, when we're talking to people in the marketplace, and we're going after helping them to become, as you guys have really brought forth very clearly, to be free. We're talking to them, what's important to you, your health or your wealth. But now this is 10 years later in MoreMito. Now I understand that your health is your wealth. I'm understanding that very clearly. And I want to say that to you all and get you guys to understand that this is a really deeper understanding now. And, when we first started, we started with products. And now it's been elevated, and it's becoming clearer now that we actually have a technology, okay, with XDS technology, and it's changing lives. We're rescuing people. Be nice to make them free. Well, we're rescuing them on so many, many levels, so many more levels than just a vitamin or just a nutrient. We're really fortifying your cells. I think Roger said it well in the presentation when he said we're doing cellular repair and we're doing regeneration, organ regeneration now. I mean, it's really been this company is evolving, and I want you guys to understand this is the best of the best. And you're going to rescue somebody, and then you're going to rescue their family. And so we're really in a great place. It's a privilege and an honor to be with you all. And I want you to know that keep things very simple in MoreMito, because we're helping now your mitochondria, and it's so clear. It's in the name, Mito. It's MoreMito. We're increasing your mito. We're increasing your mitochondria. And by doing that, we're rescuing the body. Yeah, because when we were children, our body was fortified and knew how to handle a lot of the diseases that are out here that impact our skin, our lungs, our whole body from head to toe. And so now if we feed our cells what's necessary for the mitochondria, and we turn the light on in the cell, turn the energy up in the cell, amazing things are happening. We won't even have to worry about a lot of the diseases that are out here. So you're in a really great place. And I'm hoping that, because I'm doing other things as well. I see you guys are doing some amazing things with Mosca, and I think it's Bankus. You guys are doing some things also that I probably need to learn too about this PMA, the PMA metals. But I want to say this. In whatever you're doing, if you want to really bring somebody into their wealth, they won't even be able to experience it really fully or enjoy it if they don't have their health. So that's what I bring to the table now. I'm trying to communicate that to the team in every way possible to really let them know, now that we're going after wealth, and you guys are going after wealth as Team Believe, you guys are going after wealth with the wealth minister. And so if you're fully going after it, though, go after your health, because your health is your wealth. And yes, there's it's a lot more components to wealth, but you won't be able to really fully enjoy it, nor move and go after things, go after territories and take them over and rescue people and rescue communities if we're not really going after that health. Because your health is one of the most important components to wealth. And I want to really emphasize that. So we're in a great place here. When we first started in MoreMito, right before March of 2016, when we fully loaded, we were giving out bottles that didn't even have labels on it because we wanted the people to experience the product in the very beginning. We've come to a place now, when we were handing out the oils, it was really the oils that were blessing the pets. We had 4 bottles of oil that was helping the pets. And we had 2 capsules, which we have now on Renew. Both of them are combined into the Renew. That's what we had early on in 2016. And in 2015, we were handing out bottles so people can get and try the product. But we didn't even have the labels ready, because we haven't officially started. We didn't officially start until March of 2016. But our focus was huge. Like what you guys are doing is very, very impressive. Team Believe, okay? You guys are doing something very powerful when you're going after somebody's wealth. People go after riches, but wealth is so much more significant than just riches. Okay? Because you can have a lot of money and again, not enjoy it. So we're going after the health and we're going to change some people that's really struggling right now. We're going to help some pets that's really struggling right now. And then it's going to turn into the family. We're going to start rescuing families. And our children are going to get a hold of what we're doing and say, listen, I need to put that stuff in my body to help my mitochondria. Because when we were kids, we were learning about the mitochondria in school, but they only put a little picture up, a little circle inside the cell, and they called it mitochondria. That was it. Now we're getting an understanding that the mitochondria is communicating with the DNA, with the nucleus that's on the inside of the cell, which is the most important part of the cell. Now, you got to have a nucleus. It's like having a brain. But the mitochondria is communicating with the nucleus, with the DNA, and the body's able to turn things around by God's design. God has really blessed us, and we want you guys to be fully blessed. And we want you to go after putting the product. Now, some people are going to get results on day 1. I had a sister on the West Coast. When she put that Renew in her mouth for the first time, she hasn't been wearing glasses. This is 20 years now. Because this is 2025. We're going into 2026. I'm sorry, 10 years. It's been 10 years. No more glasses after 1 capsule? Are you serious? But see, that's how important the mitochondria is. Then we have people that had results in 3 days, like myself and so many others. And then we have some people, of course, that they need to be on the product for a good week, and then they can identify a number of areas that are being impacted and that are being helped. And then ultimately, some people need to be on a 30-day or a 90-day path. Okay? Because it was even Dr. Dan that didn't get results like he was looking for, getting ready to walk away from MoreMito. But on the 28th day, okay, before he ordered again, he didn't see no real changes. And on the 28th day, he went from 60 push-ups, and his limit was 60 for 5 years, 60, 61 push-ups. He went into the 80s, and then he went up to 100, just because he was helping his mitochondria. And so, there's a lot of people like that. Like my sister, she doesn't need her asthma pump. My mom came off her diabetes medicine. That was 10 years ago. She would back and forth to the hospital. My sister Terry, same thing, back and forth to the hospital with the lungs. And it's a thing of the past now. As long as you're eating right, which is important, and you got to drink that water because we're made up mainly of water. And then you want to put the right product in to help your mitochondria. It is very clear now. So some of you will become extremely wealthy just because you went out and got your 3 people right away and started to help your 3 teams to grow. And then you're going to increase that to 2 more. You're going to go 5 because you want to get to another promotion, which is more money. Okay. 1-star silver. And then you're going to want to increase that perhaps again and get yourself up to 10 to secure that 2-star position. And the best way I can say that is I had a gentleman that I was getting ready to send money to years ago, maybe back in 2017. Getting ready to send him money because he was hungry, getting ready to lose his house. And, the beautiful thing is, I told him, and that was January, I think it was 2017. I said, listen, bro, we can help you. We just need to make a few calls. Keep it simple. Stop selling. Stop talking on and on and on. Keep it simple so people can say, I can do that. I don't have to do a whole lot of talking. I don't have to do a whole lot of selling. I don't have to be the expert. All I got to do is give out websites that don't cost anything. It's really that simple, y'all. So I want to encourage you, if you don't have a website and you're taking a look at MoreMito for mitochondria, you're looking at the right business. And when you sign somebody up, they're going to have an opportunity to try the product. Or if they're just chasing money, it's okay. In the beginning, it could be okay for some people. Don't discourage them. Encourage them. Listen, if you have 2 customers, you got paid that day. But if you try the product yourself, then you become your own customer. That's one. When you bring in 1 new person, you got paid that day. If you never try the product and you bring in 2 customers, you got paid that day. So everybody just needs 1 customer in order to become an ambassador and start their finances. So it's just an incredible, very simple opportunity, but second to none. And I want to encourage you, with the leadership that you guys have under Wealth Minister, you guys are going to do extremely well. Brother Eric, I'm very, very glad to be here to help you and to support you and encourage you and your team. And I love Team Believe. Listen, do you know that there's nothing impossible to them that believe? Nothing. So go for it. Dream big. So here we go. We got started in 2016. You need 5 teams to go all the way to the top. So you go ahead and get yourself in position as a 1-star silver with 5 customers or 5 people that want to build a business. As you're bringing people in, think of the numbers. I got this from Roger Hill, our CEO, who you met on the video. 1, 3, 5, 10. Do it again. 1 makes you an ambassador. 3 customers or three distributors or 3 customers, combination, doesn't matter. Makes you a senior ambassador. 2 more, 5, makes you a 1-star silver. And if you help one of your 5 become a 1-star silver, just like you did, you become a 2-star silver. It's a great start. So here's this young man that's ready to lose his house, struggling for what he's eating. And in January, his first month, he makes $1,000. It really was that simple. Making a few calls. By the way, he didn't even have a computer. He didn't even have a cell phone. So I told him, okay, well, we'll do it with 3 ways. Introduce me and let's talk to a couple of people, but we're going to keep it simple. We're not going to fire hose them. Keep it simple, y'all. And all of us can be incredibly successful. And then I think the last thing I want to say, unless there's any questions, when you help people get to 1-star silver, you become a 2-star silver, but it opens up the door to get promoted up through the ranks. So that's the chief position, becoming a 1-star silver with 5 customers. And remember the saying that Roger gave us, 1, 3, 5, 10, do it again. And we're rescuing people. And we are setting them free. But we're also setting their families free. And some of the children are going to lead the way and get us through to the promised land. I guarantee you that. They're going to get us through this wilderness into the promised land. Minister Eric, was there anything in particular that you wanted me to address?
No, brother, I think between the presentation and your words, as well as Melvin's testimony, I think that's doing it all. So, folks, what I would like for you all to do very much so is to position yourselves to unmute your mics and thank Brother Melvin as well as Brother Greg for a marvelous presentation and opportunity.
Thank you, Brother Melvin. Thank you, Brother Greg, for the opportunity and the presentation. Excellent job.
Thank you. Thank you as well. God bless you.
Yes. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Brother Melvin.
Brother Melvin.
Thank you, Brother
Thank
Greg.
you for the opportunity. Thank you, Brother Craig.
Yes, likewise.
Brother
Likewise.
Brother Craig.
And thank you, Brother Eric. I thank you, Brother Eric, for helping us come to this awakening. We got to help our health. And we got to go after our wealth.
Do you know?
Or both. Everybody be blessed. Yeah, Brother Eric, back to you, bro.
Hold on a second, Brother Pablo. So, folks, we're going to open the platform for any questions or statements you might want to make around MoreMito. In the chat, you see an announcement of my doing a full presentation on the opportunity this Friday on the Believers Huddle here at 7 p.m. Eastern. There'll be other announcements made available. And those of you who are part of the Team Believe chat, you'll also see a link there where you can join the opportunity. Pay attention to what Brother Greg has shared in terms of how this dynamic works. And we'll be back here live this Friday, the 26th, the first day of Kwanzaa. We'll be here at 7 p.m. Eastern. A bunch of folks ask me, well, why are you doing so much during the holiday season? Well, suppose I didn't. Folks talk about taking days off. Suppose God decided to give me a day off. It's over. And there's so many people to help and serve, and that's the ministry here. Okay. Thank you again, Brother Greg. Let me go through the couple announcements I have on screen and then we'll move to any questions or comments that you have.
Okay.
First and foremost, we're here again tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll be presenting PMA metals, precious metals. That's our private buyers club that can also earn you an income in silver, gold, palladium, and platinum. So you'll learn more about that in presentation live here tomorrow on the Believers Huddle. And then Friday we'll be here with Lev AI, which is our acronym for leveraging artificial intelligence. And our tool here is a series of suite of tools rather, that allows you to incorporate anything that you're already doing personally, anything that you're doing in any of these projects. You can incorporate it into one platform and allow it to be the marketing arm for you for anywhere from $49 to $99 a month. So you'll learn more about that on Friday. We may even show some examples of it as well. So that's the remainder of this week. And then, of course, the conference. The 2026 Power of Three Workshop and Conference is happening January 3rd, 4th, and 5th from 3 to 5 p.m. The workbooks have already been shared. But those of you who are looking to be a part of the conference, is a $3 admission. That means $1 per day, folks. $1 per day. And what happens then, once that payment is made, you'll be able to then, you'll receive the workbook and the Zoom location for the event. The Zoom location will be provided on the 30th of this month, and the event occurs the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But upon payment, your workbooks arrive to you right away. Okay. Also, there are two ways by which you can access for payment. If you're a part of Mosca, you can go to your back office in Mosca and visit the marketplace. You go to the marketplace, place in your Mosca back office. You go to market in the Mosca back office and secure your seat by simply clicking on the conference, paying your $3, and that payment in Mosca extends and continues to empower our ecosystem because it feeds the ecosystem and it feeds your uplines. Okay, so make sure if you're a part of Mosca, make the payment there. If you want to do it for someone else, make the payment as well as provide notes in the memo. Make sure you provide your email address as well. For those that are not inside of Mosca, you just simply look at the link there on your right. It's also in your chat. Then you go there, you click on that link. You're going to provide your name, email address, and then click the button Learn More. When it goes to Learn More, you're going to come directly to my Wealth Minister's inbox, where you email the number 3 and your name, and you'll receive from us all the details as it relates to how to make other payments, other payment options, as well as the details for the event. If y'all got what I just said, unmute your mics and say, got it.
Got it.
Got it.
All right. So with that being said, the floor is open for any questions or statements that you might have for Brother Melvin or Brother Greg in relation to MoreMito. The floor is open.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Go ahead, Brother
Good morning,
Pablo. Good
everybody.
morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes,
Morning.
I was listening there to the health talk and the health instruction and everything.
Okay.
Talking about the mitochondria.
Right.
That is very good. They didn't mention what you get it from. And you can get it yourself and get the natural stuff.
That's correct.
I got it in my kitchen right now.
That's awesome.
Don't buy it from the store when you see they open it and they put it in a little container, because that just a part of it. That thing is a lot. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but that's one of the main things that give you the mitochondria. The pomegranate, and I have that. But again, before you start building, taking up a lot of stuff, you have to clean the inside out, because that's one of the main things. If you start to build with dirty blood, something else would happen. And you don't want to take too much thing like injection and stuff to deplete your natural immune system, because you're going to catch everything. If you live to 70, 75, you live a long life. So you have to get that foundation. And if you're going to exercise, don't wait too long to start. Because yes, you got to build the foundation.
That's right.
Brother Pablo, would you share with everyone how old you'll be this January?
January the 26th, I'll be 90.
Amen.
Youngster.
Amen.
Brother Greg, you want to add to anything that Brother
Absolutely,
Pablo sharing?
absolutely. First of all, I want to say, Brother Pablo, that was profound. It does start with cleansing. And I want to say to everyone, that's why we're here with MoreMito. Because MoreMito, the first thing it's doing in your body is cleansing you. But see, most cleanses start in the stomach, which is so important because that's where most diseases start. Watch this. But this is cellular cleanse. So this goes in and cleanses all of your cells. Okay? As you do your homework and you learn about these products, the XDS technology opens up your cell membrane and you get the toxins out. So yes, it goes in and it renews, it repairs, and even regenerates. Not just restores, but regeneration of your organs. That's incredible. And it does have to have a cleansing effect. So Dr. Bevan, in his genius, put inside the product what's needed to open up the cell membrane, every cell membrane, so that the toxins can come out of your cells. This is cellular repair. It's good to do body repair. It's good to do body cleanse. But on the next level up is cellular repair. So this is going to cleanse your skin all the way. It's going to start cleansing out. It's going to cleanse your organs. It's going to cleanse your eye cells, your retina, your hair follicles, everywhere on your body. Do you know we have trillions of cells?
Mm-hmm.
And they need to be cleansed too, not just your stomach. That's why I'm here in MoreMito. I'm sold out. And I'm encouraged, and I want to encourage you that you're absolutely right. We need to cleanse, brother. And so I want you to cleanse, but I even want you to go deeper and do a cellular cleanse with the MoreMito product, because it's going to cleanse your cell and get the XDS technology nutrition into the mitochondria. And your mitochondria is going to grow. Remember this. When you're 50 or 60, you've already lost half of your mitochondria in your body. And when you're 80 and 90, you only have 10% left. So you want to grow your mitochondria.
Let me tell you something right now.
Come on.
The last time
Quickly, Pablo,
I went to the doctor, he told me I had cancer from 02.
Yes.
Prostate cancer. He told me my cancer spread to my bones. Yeah. So, but I don't give in to those things.
That's good.
Right.
I feel like nothing to happen to me. And for a little boy, I believe in that. I go to the gym with guys, all the guys who was big and strong and things, all of them died. Everybody died because they didn't know how to take care of their inside.
Yes.
And Pablo's been out there shoveling the snow and the ice in New York. You know, each time I talk, he built a shed in the back of his house. I mean, all these things are happening. I'm talking about in recent weeks and months. Pablo does all of this, and he shows up here and he provides understanding of his regimen. He's even assisted me in some health recommendations, and we can't thank him enough for what he provides to community. So,
Amen.
Thank you, Brother Pablo, for the share.
Welcome.
Thank you for being a great
Anyone
example
else?
too, Brother Pablo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone else? Questions or comments for Brother Greg or Brother Melvin?
Okay,
Go
yes,
ahead,
sir,
Brother
Eric.
Renzo. Sir?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Thank you,
Brother
Brother
Renzo,
Eric.
go right ahead.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Brother Melvin or Brother Greg is there. I see is that a presentation link that we can click on to get to your site or Brother Greg's site?
We'll be here on
Well, no, you
Friday.
don't need our site. You know the site that you need? You need the site of the person that invited you into this community of Team Believe. You get their site and then you sign up with no money and have your own site for free. No monthly charge, no yearly charge, no gotcha. Nobody gets hurt. Everybody gets help. Does that help?
Nobody move. Nobody
That
get
helps.
hurt.
I appreciate it, Brother Greg.
Yeah, you don't need Melvin's site or my site. You need the person that invited you. It's the people that get out here and rescue. Just like Brother Eric is saying to us. We're meeting on a holiday while everybody's running around spending all their money. We're getting ready to help our family because we know we're going to sit at the table with them and we're going to rub shoulders with them and we can love on them and show them your website. Show them how to get their website for free and so they can do their homework and get to see everything that you see because we all have the same website. And the websites are being upgraded all the time.
That's
So you're
true.
in a great place with Team
That's
Believe.
true. So again, as I mentioned earlier, you might have missed it, Brother Renzo, but the website is in the Team Believe um, Telegram group, and we'll be back here on the Huddle platform on Friday, 7 p.m. with full presentation and conversation plan at 7 p.m. Eastern.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, beloved. Brother
Great question.
Carl. Oh, I'm sorry, Brother Greg. Oh, you said great question. Brother Carl, go right ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum, family.
Alaikum salam.
Great presentation. My interest is thoroughly piqued on this product. So my question is, retail on like the bundles and the singular products, what is the price ranges on the singular to the bundle of the products?
Great question. Listen, almost all the products are $50.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and the restore is $100. You'll see on the back office $60 because they're understanding that some people don't want to get on order ship. That's fine.
Right.
But if it's basically $50 for the Pet Life, $50 for the Rejuvenate Cream, $50 for the Renew, okay, and $100 for the Restore. Now,
Okay.
if you bundle it, you're going to get one of those products for free. You're going to buy two and get the third one free. Or if you buy the same product, let's say I decided I want to start with the Renew, you can buy one bottle of Renew, or which is the capsule, by the way, or you can buy 3 bottles and get one for free as a bundle. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
And instead of spending $200, you're going to spend $100. You're going to get a saving. You're going to get a discount. Okay. And you're going to be amazed what it does in your body. Great question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Okay, yes, sir, brother Eric. Assalamu alaikum, first of all.
Well, alaikum salam, Brother Greg.
Yeah, I just want to tell you, you already answered my question. You already. I'm in the middle of working out right now. I just got back in from doing some road work, but
All right.
So I came in. I got the link to the website and everything because I'm always on the lookout for stuff to add to my routine, my regimen. So
Sir.
that was all I wanted to say.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All
And
right, folks.
Brother Greg, you have a special name, and it's got a ring to it.
Who, me?
I'm just having fun. Go ahead, Brother Eric.
Yeah, you have a special name because your presenter here, Brother Greg O, is also your namesake. That's what he was saying, Brother Gregory.
Oh,
Yes.
this Brother Greg right here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Brother
Oh,
Greg
thank
to
you.
Brother
Thank you.
Greg. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I
All
have a
right,
question.
folks. Go ahead, Sister Jazzy. In Ghana.
Yes. So that is my question. I'm in Ghana. Do I need to wait until I get back to order?
No, ma'am.
It will
It's a
deliver to Ghana.
global opportunity.
Okay. Thank you. I would like to do that.
You want to add anything to that, Brother Greg?
Yes. What's really amazing is even if there's a country that's a little bit resistant, some countries are a little bit more technical of what they let in, they will let the pet life in. That's what happened in Ireland. That guy Mick that you saw interviewing our CEO, Mr. Roger Hill. He's from Ireland. He started with his own dog. And before the day was out, his dog was running back up the steps. He didn't have to carry him up. You didn't have to pick him up and put him in the car anymore. When he saw what was happening with the pet restore or the pet life, he decided, man, I got to put this stuff in my body. You know, I have people taking pet life along with their pet. It's just like the restore. Yeah, it's just like the restore. The only thing, it's just missing the citrus, so it doesn't hurt the pets. That's all. It has everything else in there. So you're going to be in great hands. When I run out of restore, I take pet life because I have pet life in my room extra because I'm going to go after the pet in 2026 like nobody's business. So yes, internationally, even if there's a country that gives you a hard time, then go in the door with pet life. And they'll be like, oh, okay, that's for the pets. Okay, fine. And listen, pets is not dogs and cats. Pets is parrots. Pets are fish. They got mitochondria. We got those stories too. Chickens. Instead of giving them antibiotics and things that kill your mitochondria, poisons in the body, put something natural in your body that grows your mitochondria. And watch what happens to those eggs. Watch what happens to that milk. Watch what happens to that beloved family member.
Do you
Back to
know
you,
if
brother.
Ghana is resistant? Because I
No,
need it
no,
for
no.
me. I don't have a pet. I don't.
No, most countries don't have a problem. You just sign up, get yourself a website, look around, do your homework, and then you can contact the company and try and talk to them about those logistics and go ahead and put your order in. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it's available in Ghana, Jazzy.
Thank you.
Yeah, most countries is not a problem. There's just a few countries. Canada, surprisingly, is try to give you a hard time, but Canada is wide open. It's one of the stricter countries. It's wide open. So you're going to do well. This is worldwide wealth. Great question.
And just to add, what I love about what's going on with MoreMito too is that when we know a team member is putting in an order,
we see your ceiling, Brother Melvin.
If we know someone's putting in the order on the team member, and we find someone that's in that same area that has the product, we'll get the product to them right away because that's the most important thing. Get the product to the people, and then they'll just, when their order comes in, they'll just give it back to that person. And then the other thing that's been helping a lot of people is we try to get the same someone that has the same condition that they're challenged with, to also communicate with each other on how they're using it. For example, this last call that we had, the corporate call, there was someone like that. The father, he just, for whatever reason, even when the daughter was talking to him, he wouldn't take it. He wanted to speak to someone that had his same condition. And I had Roger do that with one of my customers. She had rectal cancer. And the one woman with the rectal cancer, every 30 minutes, she was gushing blood out of her rectum. She got on the product. It stopped. Took about 4 or 5 months to get a doctor's appointment. She gets to the doctor and the rectal cancer is gone. So one of my customers that had the same thing spoke to the doctor who you heard, and he connected her to this woman. So yeah, it's like one big family. Lots of fun.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, folks, I'm going to move over to the messages in the chat so that I can go through them and make sure you all have them, and then we'll be done for this morning.
And
Okay.
Brother Eric, I just want to thank you for the opportunity. God bless you.
Well, God bless you. Thank you, Brother Greg.
Okay.
So the vacuum law of prosperity, that's what you heard from Mr. Bob Proctor. That's in the chat along with the link. Subscription to the Wealth Minister YouTube channel. How you subscribe to it, simply just go to the link that's there in the chat. That's or you can just go to YouTube and put in the @ the Wealth Minister, and it'll take you to the page. Unlocking Wellness and Health, the interview with Mr. Roger Hill. The link is there underneath his title. Join our Team Believe Telegram group for news and updates. That link is there, as well as when you go to it, you'll be able to see the website for MoreMito. Support of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's 71st year of service. The donation button or link is here, as well as H&O Coin. I need to tell you, with the H&O Coin, they have now begun the process of airdropping the coins that you purchased into your Web3 wallet. So it's important that you go to your account directly, click on Create Wallet or Crypto Wallet, and follow those instructions. Don't ask me. Follow the instructions that allow you to go ahead and secure your Web3 wallet, and follow the instructions so that you can be positioned that the airdrop occurs for you successfully. All right. And you can also, for more information there, you can visit hnocoin.com. If you have not registered yet and you'd like to, the registration is in the link. And of course, the 2026 Power of Three registration link is there. We've already discussed that. And then on Friday, on this platform, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll be doing a live presentation of MoreMito opportunity as well as the compensation plan. Any other thoughts or comments? Going once.
Well,
Going twice.
one
Go
more
ahead, Pablo.
thing.
Yes, sir.
If your eyesight is bad, I'll give you something that is going to bring it 2020. Eat an egg every day. I eat an egg every day. I just boil it, not too hard, but not too soft either. And eat an egg every day. People used to say, "Oh, egg will give you cholesterol," and I eat it every day. So that's one of the things that I do. Everything is in my kitchen.
That's the lab. Thank you,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Greg.
So thank you too.
Thank you. Greg, I see your hand. Go ahead, Brother Gregory X. Powell.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum again.
Walaikum salam.
Yeah, her brother Pablo, and he's spot on with that. An egg, and make sure that egg is not cage free, is not range free, but make sure it's pasture raised. It's out that the chicken lived out in the pasture, doing what chickens do and eating what chickens eat.
That's right.
And you can eat the whole egg. Whoever came up with that idea of throwing the yolk away, I don't know what they were thinking about, but yeah, but Pablo, I actually eat 3 eggs a day. and
my doctor told me, he told some guys in the office, he said Pablo is my doctor because he had a stomach problem. He had a stomach problem, and I told him what to do. And when I went back, I said, Doc, I said, how is? Oh, he said that thing was good. He said, I mixed a bottle for him and I took it. He said that thing was good. Roland Roberts, the same way, he had something. I took confirm. He said, oh boy, he said that thing was good. He said,
All right, folks, we got to
Yes,
go.
sir.
It's been a plum pleasing pleasure.
Okay.
And I want to thank everybody for your time and attention, Brother Greg, Brother Melvin. Thank you both for offering the MoreMito experience. I'll be in discussion with Mr. Roger Hill over the next week, and I can't express more so to bring your guests and visitors together tomorrow. We'll be back here discussing the PMA medals, showing you how this opportunity also rewards you with not just an asset, but also an income. With that being said, unmute your mics, love on each other, and I'll see us all on the next live stream. Thank you, everyone. God bless. Forward.
Y'all have a blessed
God
day.
Thank you,
bless
Brother
you.
Eric.
Love
Bless
you.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Very
Appreciate
blessings,
that.
everyone.
Christmas,
Very,
everyone.
And blessings, family.
Blessings to
Thank
very
you,
all.
Pastor
Christmas.
Pam.
Likewise,
Thank you,
family.
Brother
Peace
Ed,
and
Thank
blessings.
you
Into the
very
new
much,
Greg,
year.
Eric.
Brother
Merry
Melvin.
Christmas. God bless you
Appreciate
all.
that.
Thank you. God bless.